Alright guys, I'm going to go down here and try to locate my camera. I think it's back here, but I don't remember where it's at. See if we can find it. I've been trying to get up here past 4 or 5 days and just haven't been able to pull it off. I don't know if you can tell, but I brought the tractor up. I widened all of this up. I'm going to eventually connect this back around to where the culvert is. And turn it into a driveway, or a road, not a driveway, it'll be a road. It's got a creepy feel today for sure. Having second thoughts about going back to the truck. It's really bad feeling in here today. I can't put my finger on it, but something just doesn't feel right in here. I think I put the camera back here. But I can't be certain on that. Not sure. Right here, I guess. I don't know if this is, I don't think this is the way we come in before. It's got to be a little further down. I'm going to walk back around right here. I wish it weren't so dry and loud. Smell something dead. I don't know what that is. It smells like a dead animal for sure. I think the wind's coming from that way. Alright. How did I get into here? I don't remember. That was loud. I don't know if the microphone picked that up or not. That was a really loud break. It was coming from that way for sure. Because it feels really bad in here right now. I'm just trying to find my cameras. This might be the way that we had came when I put the camera out, maybe. I really don't know. Darn, I wish my map would have transferred over to my phone. I replaced my phone, my waypoints that were in my other phone, they didn't transfer over. My areas did. As far as the name of the areas, all that transferred over, but all of my waypoints marking the different hunting areas and the different geographical areas that I marked on my camera or on my phone, none of that transferred. Something's been tunneling right there. Look at the get there a little closer so you can see. Just thought that was kind of neat. Those limbs are stacked up right there. See, I'm not seeing my trail. Is it over there? Oh, that may be it right there. I'm pretty sure I put a camera up in here. I'm fairly sure. All right, this looks like a cut limb. Yep. There's one of them that I cut off. Okay. So now I just figure out if I did put a camera in here. It's just a matter of finding where I put it. Just scanning I'm looking at the trees. This right here would be about the smallest diameter I would put a camera on. All right, which way did I go from here? I'm looking for cut limbs. Jeez, I don't know. Let's see if I can go around right here. Some more of that little... I didn't bring anything to put this in. Let's see if maybe I can... This is that same stuff that Mark and Carrie said was hair. See, this here is not. This stuff right here, this is moss right there. This is some type of moss that grows out here. But this black, this stuff is what they were saying was hair. I don't know, you guys. I have no idea. Ow, ow. Oh, that caught me right in the back of my neck. this in. My sister Inger asked me if I could, next time I was out here, if I found any, if I would get some for her, and I told her I would. I just can't seem to find my trail. Thought I was on it just a minute ago. I think it's further this way though. A lot of stuff is growing now, and it's getting really green. It's getting real hard to tell, sorry, where the trail is. There's so much growth in here. It's fresh growth. Oh, what is biting me? Ow! I have shorts on and snake boots, and something went down in my boot. Got me on the calf. I'm going to put this in a pocket right here. Maybe it'll stay, maybe. Okay, I'm not seeing the camera right here. Alright, well, let's go this way. This sort of looks like the trail. What in the world was it? Oh, a deer. That was a little deer just run off. He was right here and he took off. He just went that way. Oh, that scared me for a second. Okay. Where in the world would that camera be? That deer was up underneath this stuff right here. That little canopy-like area. I bet that camera's back over here. Wish I could remember where I put it. There's a broken limb right here. Oh, and that one's broke. That's a pretty good one right there. The size of a $50 coin, I guess. All right. Please, Lord, let me find this camera without incident or accident. Keep running into spider webs. Yeah, I think I went that way, but I just want to peek right here. Got a spider on the camera. Come on, bug, get. Oh, I hate them things. Horsefly. They will sure bite the tar out of you. Oh, just got walked right into a big spider web. Gee whiz. Got a mouthful of it. it's these sharper limbs like this where this black hair stuff is. See, there's a piece right there. It's like it gets tangled up on it. I don't know what it is, guys. I know there is some moss that's real fine. It's like hair, but it's not as fine as this. It's just kind of wrapped around the limb. But it gets wrapped around these little branches coming off like that. See, there's one right there. See how it just gets wrapped around it? And it'll unwrap. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's some type of moss, if it's hair. I do not know. I have no idea. I know sometimes it'll be white. Seen it kind of orange gold, like a yellow color before too. I think Mark had found some that was that blonde color, that orange yellow. Mark would carry one of them, did. But I've seen that out here too before, just not much of it. Majority of it would be either dark brown or black. It's got another spider web in my face. I'm gonna walk up here, and then if I don't see the camera, I'm gonna come right back to this point, and we'll continue back that direction. That's one of them flies right there that'll bite the snot out of you. If I get him to come back around this side. I don't know if you can see him right there. I missed him. I need to look for areas that I would like to put a camera up in. Because if I could find an area like that, then I may find where I put the camera. There's that's an old gopher turtle den. Thought it was a fox den. It is not. Walk up a little further. Well, I'm going to go back down here. This is aggravating. I really do want to find that camera. They cost too much to lose them. Well, if they cost more than a quarter, they cost too much to lose. You know, we may even find a deer shed back here. We're not far from where I found two last year. That was right up back through there. I found two of them. They both had 4 points on them. So there's no telling, you know, what size deer it was. This area is just, it feels really off. Look at that, it's got a cleared spot. This whole area here is cleared. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. It's really strange. Looks like someone raked all the pine straw and leaves away. If I go down there, just maybe 100 yards straight through right there, we'll be in Jeff's corner. I'm not going over there. There's some more of that hair. It's all up on this. All twisted up on that mess. Pretty good bit of it right there. I'm trying to hope this stays in my pocket. It kind of catches everything. I'm trying to get it in my pocket. Guys, I've never collected this stuff before. I'm just not into all the, the casting the footprints, and I'm not into it. Okay, this is not working. It's sticking to my hands. No. I'll walk right up here and look. Look at all these tree limbs, this deadfall. Look at how it's all laid up together right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. This area here is really creepy. So here's some more of that. I just walked past it. See it right there? Ow, ow. That bit me. Let me see if I can. I don't know if this, hang on guys. Trying to get it off my fingers. It's got a little bit of a smell to it. It's not bad. That's a lot of stuff stacked up right here, a lot of trees. I think this is my trail, I think. It's a little boundary fence back over here. Let's go up and look. I'm pretty sure this is the trail. It is. That trail goes that way. This is where I found them other sheds. I found one of them. It was right up here. Right back over here on the right. The other one was about 100 yards that way. Or 100 feet, not yards. 100 feet that way. Stuff here out of the way. Bunch of dirt kicked out. There's something living under that root ball. Oh, there's dirt piled all up on top of it. Oh yeah. That looks like either fox den or coyote. Yeah, that shed, when I was first making this trail, that shed was right there on the ground. This goes out on the road. This is the trail. What was that? It's running, whatever it is. Sounded heavy, but I heard it coming out of the tree. It went that way, whatever it was. I thought it was a squirrel at first, but it's too heavy. All right, you guys. If you look through there, there's a blue tarp back there. There's a fence about 10 feet toward us from that tarp. That is the boundary. That is the northeast boundary line. That is someone else's property. It's supposed to be a young couple. I've never met them. They bought the property. It was a little bitty section, a couple acres. No. Yeah, I think it was. They come down. First weekend they bought it, they pitched a little camp right there, and that's where they stayed. This corner marker, now this is the one neighbor that we have. His wife has passed on. Older gentleman, this is his. This is the boundary for it. Everything on the west side of this side of the fence that we're on now is ours. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through. Ow. Yeah, a lot of stuff has fallen since the last time I went through right here. Used to be able to walk through. I had a little trail right through here that went all the way down, all the way up to that northeast corner. But I ain't going to be able to get through there now. We're going to have all of this cleared. Mainly the fence line. I don't know where that camera is. It's in there somewhere, I believe. It's just got a really weird feeling, which it usually does anyway, but when I'm home and I'm driving up to the property, I've got a gung-ho attitude. I'm going to get out here and do what I've set to do, and I ain't going to let these beans scare me off. And then I get here and my nerves hit rock bottom. Never fails. There's an oyster shell. We're a long way from the water. Something's rooted all this up before. We've had a lot of rain, so it actually rained as I was coming up here. We're gonna go find somewhere to sit down. Look at all the baby pine trees. Wow. All the little green things are baby pine trees. There's a lot of them. Oh, they go all the way down the road. I ought to dig them up, dig up a couple of hundred. So when we do go to clear some of the timber here, we can replant. That little fence area was right here somewhere. I'm gonna go back to the truck and I brought articles with me. There it is, right there. That was up here one day. Walked the roads, it's grown up now, got vines and everything in it. But it's like a fence. They had all these sticks stacked up all the way across it, like a little blind right there. It's about covered up there. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go back to the truck right quick and get a drink. We're gonna go down the trail and share some articles that Brother Don has sent us. God, the baby pine trees, there's hundreds of them. All of the little green things you see, that's all baby pines. Baby sand pines, the whole ground's covered. They go all out in there too. Wow, no shortage of them. All right, well, give me just a minute. All right, you guys, we're gonna go down the trail here a little bit, find somewhere to sit down and see if we can share some articles. Sunlight hit me in the face, but we'll be there in a minute. It's gonna be loud, sorry about that. Gotta bend my little thing, little camera arm. Yeah, something smells. Another little tree down. I'm going to eventually open this road up to where we could drive down it without a stump busting a tire or getting the glass knocked out. Let's go back here and set up. It has gotten so hot today. Squirrel or something back there. Ooh. I can hear it moving in the leaves back there. Oh, there's dead-burn bugs. I'm trying to hear it, and all I hear is buzzing. Got a bit on my leg again. There's our shooting house. That thing gets filled up with hornets when it gets hot out. Yep, they're all flying around in there. There's a rabbit. I'm gonna check this mineral block. See if the deer are still using it. We got some mineral blocks put out up here. And if something's been digging, that they're still using it, then I won't have to come down here so often to bring minerals out for the deer. Got a block right there. That little pink orange thing on the ground. It's hard to tell. Looks like they may still be using it. Yep, I got a fresh track right there. Right there, where he's walked up to it. Good. Okay. I'm not going to check the other ones. Too far away. Alright, you guys, we're going to go back here. Can't believe I haven't seen a rattlesnake yet. It's odd. There are so many of them up here. Lots and lots of rattlesnakes. Find somewhere to sit down and share some articles. This is one of our little hunting stands. Make sure no hornets on it anywhere. I don't see nothing flying off. Okay. See if I can do this. Not very easy with one hand. Oh. There we go. No hornet bugs. Good. All right, you guys. Let me get up here a little higher. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. All right, I'll get set up. We'll put the camera up and share some articles. Stand by. All right, guys. I decided to put the camera back here instead of on the tree stand with me. As I was sitting on the top of the stand trying to get my stuff in order so we could share the articles, I've got noise coming from behind me. And there's nowhere up on the stand that I can mount the camera to focus behind me. I can film in front, I just can't film behind me. And if one of these things are going to be peeking around and checking this out, it's probably going to be behind me. But anyhow, just watch the background if you would, please. And if you do hear or see anything that I don't catch, please let me know. Please email me at standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com and let me know what you found, please, and a timestamp. If you don't want to write anything, if you could take a screenshot and email it to me with a timestamp, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go get in the stand and we'll get these articles out. Oh, all right. Blood pressure's out of whack today. Excuse me. Guys, I'm sorry that my breathing's loud. I have lung disease, and it's humidity's really high today, and it's very hard to breathe. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to enjoy the outdoors while I can, because the day's going to come that I'm not going to be able to get out here due to my lungs. Okay. Okay. I don't have a lot of room up here, so I'm trying to make the best of what room I got. Okay, see if we can do this. Let me get my glasses out now. I'm hearing really just very low, faint noises behind me. It's breaking of limbs is what I'm hearing. Twigs snapping like something walking. And it could be a squirrel. It could be any any of the hundreds of animals that live in this territory. I don't know what it is, but they all makes me nervous till I can identify them. Okay. Oh, we got pictures. I've got a picture of the fella and an artist illustration, and I'll show these to you. I'm going to do these stories, then when I come down, I'll show you the articles. I'll show you the pictures, not the articles. I'll show you the pictures. I don't think you'll see them from where I'm at. All right. This is titled Indian Man with High Fever Saved by a Yeti. The year is unknown, but it is in recent decades. The location is the India, Nepal, and Tibet borders in the Himalayan mountains. The information source for this article is eyewitness testimony from Master Yogi Sri M. When I wanted to go to a certain town, we didn't go the usual route that are being used now. The road we took was completely different. We went through the Indian, Nepal, and Tibet borders. We came to a Tibetan. We came to a Tibetan village with a huge Buddha statue with a head above the roofs, and there we stopped for the night because I had gotten a high fever. My temperature rose to the point that I was delirious. There were police, cooks, and merchants walking with us in our traveling party. We set up our tent and I was inside sleeping. I then woke up because I found my fever had gone down and I was feeling slightly better. I had forgotten where I was and I asked myself, where am I? I looked around and there was no one to be seen in our tent barracks. The only light was a kerosene lantern next to me. Then, suddenly, I thought that one of our party, maybe the police guy, was bringing my soup or something. Somebody or something came into my tent and I was astonished that I was not suffering from any delusion caused by fever. There was a huge, what I thought was a person standing there. With the light of only the lantern, I could not see very much. I could tell it was a furry or hairy kind of person, but not a bear. It was standing like a human being. I couldn't see the features much, and then it came near me. It made a sound, an eerie noise that sounded like ee. Then it took something and put it into my mouth. It was bitter. I couldn't spit it out, so I swallowed it. By the time one of the guys ran inside the tent, the being had run out. Later on, I thought it was a Himalayan ape or something, but I was told by one of our party that it was a Yeti. He said you could have died with your fever, and even if it got better, it would have come again within 8 days. It's called mountain fever, which usually kills the person. The man went on to tell me these Yeti are good people, and not what people think and fear they are. This Yeti brought you an herbal medicine and stuffed it into your mouth, or you would have died. In trying to remember what the face looked like, it was dark, and only the kerosene lamp was there at the low flame setting. I can't remember exactly, except that it was broader and bigger than a human face. That much I can tell you. I was scared. Of course I was scared. I couldn't speak or scream because the sound got stuck in my throat from fear. I didn't feel anything from swallowing the herbal medicine the Yeti gave me, but I did smell something like a dog or a furry animal. Beyond that, there was not much I felt. My traveling companion told me the Yeti was there to help me, and beyond that, I don't know why it was there for sure. It was the first and last time I encountered a Yeti. I came to understand that there are creatures living in the remote parts of mountains, caves, and forests, and we don't see them often. Some forests are very large areas with unknown places. And that's the end of that article. And here in a minute, when I come down, I will show you guys the picture of Master Yogi Sri M. That's the man who swallowed the herb that the Yeti stuck in his mouth. And then I'll show you an illustration, a rendering of what Master Yogi had possibly seen. So I'm going to leave these out. I'm not going to put them back in their little folder because I want you guys to see it. I'm sorry I'm not organized and have all this stuff set out and ready to go. As many of you, especially those that know me, I am spur of the moment. I can't plan anything. Due to the animals and us being down to one vehicle right now, it's hard for me to get anything planned. All right. And guys, we are on, I forgot to mention, the articles that we're going over today. These are all Yeti articles, not the American Sasquatch or Bigfoot or Sabe. These are the Russian and that part of the world, the Yeti. That sounded like a laugh. And that was back behind the camera. I think it would be it's my left side as I'm facing the camera, but if you can see my arm, it was behind the camera on this side. Sounded like a giggle, like a little smirking giggle. And yes, if any of you are wondering, I absolutely feel like I'm being watched, but that's normally the feeling you get when you're over here, especially if you get up closer to the creek. And we are at the halfway point between the southernmost and northernmost boundaries of the property. All right, this next one is titled, Famous Russian Artist Encounters and Mind Speaks with a Yeti. The year is July 27th of 2015. The location is the remote Kamirovo region in eastern Siberia, Russia, near Chernuka Mountain and the town of Tashtagol. The information source is a newspaper article in the Siberian Times of August 20th, 2015. First sighting of the year of Bigfoot in Russia. Like the Loch Ness Monster, summer is the usual time for sightings, but until now there had been no known appearances this year by the mythical Yeti in eastern Russia. This has changed though with well-known Tashtagol, a town in Russia, artist and sculptor Andrei Lyabchenko's claim that he came face to face with an abominable snowman less than a month ago. What's more, the Yeti posed for him, allowing the artist to draw his picture on birch bark, and the pair even managed to speak, he claimed. There was a clear feeling that this was a thinking creature. I felt he was trying to talk to me. The Yeti was about 2.5 meters tall, around 8 to 9 feet, with thick, dark brown hair like a bear's, but a lot softer. He was holding a wooden stick with bits of hair wrapped around it. But the main thing was his eyes. They were just like light-colored human eyes. At the time, he was in the remote Siberian taiga, an ecosystem forest, in Kamirovo region, well known as the Russian region with the most Yeti sightings. It was the morning of July 27th, 2015. I went into taiga to gather materials for wooden sculptures, he said. I usually need a lot of curved and unusually shaped branches. I live right next to the edge of taiga, so I left in the morning. It was 5 a.m., and I was getting close to Chernuka Mountain, which is right next to the town of Tashtagol. I went into a small open patch, and there I felt the Yeti's presence. I turned back, and I saw him standing up deeper in the woods, not going away and trying to communicate. It happened so unexpectedly and fast that I had no time to get scared. Andre explained further. I am saying he because of his body. His gestures and his behavior were clearly male. His body was very toned with lots of visible muscles. His hands and feet were proportionate to his body, the same way as with humans. His face was expressive too, just like his eyes. Also, I remember that he had huge legs by human sizes. His feet were 18 inches long. I can't describe or understand how we spoke because it sounds unbelievable. It felt like we heard each other's thoughts as if it was telepathy. There was only one word the Yeti actually said when I asked his name. His voice was low and chesty, and the name sounded as if somebody hit a tambourine twice. Taban, Taban. After the encounter, he sought a person who spoke the local Siberian shore language and asked about the meaning of the word Taban, without explaining where and how he heard it. He was told that there can be several translations, one meaning a soul, and another one meaning the one that wasn't discovered. The artist said he was talking to the Yeti for about 40 minutes. He admitted he could not prove his encounter and that he was previously predisposed to believe in the existence of Yeti, factors which are common in many supposed sightings. I didn't have my phone with camera or a camera, but I always carry a pencil and something I can draw on. This time it was a piece of birch tree bark, he said. I made a drawing of the Yeti and showed him. The Yeti studied it really carefully for a while and then drew a symbol next to my drawing. I still can't find what this symbol means. I've been going through books and the internet, but I found nothing similar. There is a similar looking symbol of friendship, but I am not sure this is it. If Yetis live so close to people, he was asked by Natalia Guzeva, a journalist from Kuzba's 85 newspaper, why do they not show themselves more to humans? Andre replied, I wonder if they are scared to intervene. Do you think it was easy to put up with this meeting? I am still in a state of shock. I can't believe it happened to me, he said. Why was he chosen by the Yeti? I guess it was pure coincidence, or perhaps it happened because I sincerely believed in Yeti's existence and I imagined how one day I'd meet them. I've been dreaming about meeting them, to be honest. I also don't think that I am the only person that met a Yeti. Others simply don't speak about it rightly, fearing they might be called insane. All I can say about myself is that I am as normal as one can find. I am physically and mentally healthy. I don't drink or take drugs. I think one day I'll get back to the place where we've met. I think we might see each other again. The newspaper said it had asked about him, and he is a reputable person in the city, quite well known, and certainly isn't seen as a nutter. Russia's best-known hunter, Igor Burtsev, head of the Russian International Center of Hominology, has previously estimated as many as 30 Yetis roam the Kemerovo region. We are on the brink of finding the Yeti at long last, he said in 2011. However, many sightings or finds of Yeti hair or footprints have been disputed by other experts who point out no remains of the animal have ever been discovered. And there are 3 photos with this one. A picture of the forest, the ecosystem, and then a picture of Andre holding the birch bark that he sketched the Yeti's profile on, and then Andre's proper sketch of the creature in 2015. And I'm going to show you guys these pictures as well in just a minute. I'm going to keep all this together so you can see all the pictures for these stories. Hopefully I can remember the names of these people so I don't get them turned around. Let me put this back in here, and then we're going to get on with another one. Okay, what do we got here? There we go. Okay, this will be the last one, as I need to go. We're going to cut through the woods right here in a minute so I can grab that other camera if it's still there. I don't remember if I took it out already or not. I think that I did, but there's no telling. All right, I'm sorry, it took a little bit. Okay, this is titled The Himalayan Yeti in Sikkim, India. The year is the years past and April 9th of 2019. The location is Sikkim, India, a state in northeast India bordered by Bhutan, Tibet and Nepal, and part of the Himalayan mountains. The information source is articles by Karma Paljor and Sandeep Bora, dated April 30th, 2019, and an Indian Army tweet. The preface reads, Sikkim, India is home to glaciers, alpine meadows, and thousands of varieties of wildflowers. Steep paths lead to hilltop Buddhist monasteries, such as Pema Yangst, which dates to the early 1700s. Being part of the Himalayan mountain range, the views are breathtaking. Mountain peaks of Beldunga and Manam is where the Yeti was sighted the most. Pictures of mysterious footprints seen by the Indian Army mountaineering expedition close to Makula Base Camp in Nepal reignited interest among masses about the mythical creature. One woman said, "The Yeti is the protector of the wild, the animals, the jungles, and even the sacred places. He does not take kindly to construction, especially around pristine mountains believed to be the abode of local deities. Around my village in Yangnag in South Sikkim, we used to call it Migai, and it led to many sleepless nights for us." Encounter number 1. A long time ago, there was a monk who decided to live in the jungle and meditate. His peace was shattered one day by a huge hairy leg that punctured his roof and landed straight in front of him. The monk was horrified, but composed himself and began inspecting the foot. He saw a huge bamboo wedged between the hairy toes. After some struggle, he was able to remove the giant thorn. A grateful Yeti then asked the monk, "Do you want a hairy one or a slippery one?" Afraid that slippery meant a snake, the monk opted for the other one, the hairy one. A few hours later, a dead stag dropped through the broken roof. The monk was no longer able to meditate and returned to civilization. Yeah, I bet he did. Encounter number 2. My great-grandfather had a lot of cattle which used to be taken to the higher mountains during the summer. And noisy Tibetan mastiffs guarded the cattle camp. The keep, who was a young lad from the village, had the habit of cursing the dogs before feeding them. Ni-ri, rotten dogs, he used to shout every day on the dot at the same time. One day, just as the dogs were being served dinner, a deep, hoarse voice boomed from just above the tiny cattle camp. "Ki-ri!" Fear gripped the tiny camp. They heard the crashing of trees as the Yeti moved away after playing his most fearful prank. Incense with butter was burnt that day as an offering to the mighty Yeti with a prayer to be kind. Encounter number 3. The last alleged sighting was in 2004 in Zuluk, where some laborers who were working for the Indian Army saw what they described as an animal man. The story was chronicled. An Army helicopter was also apparently pressed into service to search for the Yeti, but nothing was found. 2019 evidence found. For the first time, an Indian Army mountaineering expedition team has sighted mysterious footprints of the mythical beast, the Yeti, measuring 32 inches long by 15 inches wide, close to Makula Base Camp on April 9th, 2019. The elusive Snowman has been sighted at Makula Babran National Park in the past. The Army, who was on its routine hiking exercise in the snow-covered mountains, also clicked some pictures of the footprints for strong evidence. In the meantime, the Indian Army is rejecting any kind of scoffing over its mountaineering team's claim of discovering footprints of the mythical Yeti, and said the photos have been handed over to subject experts for scientific evaluation. We held back photographic evidence about the abominable snowman for about 10 days until we decided upon some scientific theories, the Indian Army said. The mythical Yeti, as is featured in traditional Nepalese folklore, is described as a furry and ape-like creature that inhabits the mountains of the Himalayas, Siberia, Central and East Asia. While the hunt for the mythical beast can be stretched back for centuries, it was in the 1950s when a British explorer, Eric Shipton, sighted a series of abominable footprints while he was looking for an alternative route to climb Mount Everest. Shipton's finding intensified the interest among people to know about this mysterious creature. And that's the end of that article. And again, we have pictures. And guys, I'm going to come down right now and I'm going to show you all these photographs, these pictures, these drawings. And that's going to be it for today's adventure with sharing these articles from Brother Don. He really does magnificent work in finding us some just phenomenal information to be sharing with all of you. I couldn't be more proud to call him my brother. We don't have any more of the Yeti articles. I have plenty more articles, but I am hearing lots of movement back over here to my left, and it's getting kind of loud, and I just want to get out of here. I forgot to go that way, unfortunately, but I am armed, so we should be all right, I hope. I'm going to keep the camera rolling just in case these things supposedly are more fearful of a camera than they are a firearm. So we're going to walk with the camera going. I'm going to try to find that one trail camera that I got up over there. It's back there too. Okay, I'm going to lower the camera down because I got it mounted pretty high up, maybe a little loud. I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I know it's going to be. There we go. All right. All right, I don't know how clear this is going to be. I just want you guys to see these pictures. Brother Don went through the effort to put all this together and get this stuff printed out, and I'm absolutely going to be sharing it with all of you. All right, this is the Sikkim, India. There's the Buddhist shrine that's above all the houses. We got a few pictures. What is this one? The jungle mountain forest of Sikkim, India, home of the Yeti. That definitely looks like Yeti territory, doesn't it? There's definitely something moving over there. Okay, this is the Indian Army mountaineering expedition that found the Yeti tracks in 2019. There's a bunch of them. Guys, I got a little tiny screen that I'm trying to look at these pictures on. Got something right back over there too now. I'm not feeling anything bad yet, but it's still. All right, here's the 32-inch long tracks, feet prints, 32 inches by 15 inches wide. That is insane. I'm trying to get to where I can make sure you guys can see him. Get a little closer maybe. How would you like to find footprints like that going across your backyard? Or even worse, be out in the woods by yourself, 20 miles from your vehicle, camping or hiking, to come across tracks like that. All right, here's another picture of these tracks. Good Lord, what a stride. You can see the human tracks. It's hard to get it centered, and I apologize. I wonder if, does it show better like that? Okay. All right, that's it on that's the Indian Yeti. Now this right here is going to be the Russian guy, Andrei, the artist, who sketched one and then did a mind speak with him. I don't know what to think about that mind speak, but I've experienced stuff like that in haunted places. All right, here's part of that ecosystem forest where Andre encountered the Yeti. Beautiful area. Yeah, I'm getting nervous. I got movement. It sounds like they're just completely around me right here, and I've got to go that way. All right, here's a picture of Andre in the actual sketch he did on the birch bark. And then the sketch is hard to see. I realize that, but he actually done a drawing. This is where he recreated what he's seen in a drawing, and this is phenomenal. That doesn't look as scary as, you know, what the pictures and then what I've seen personally. I mean, it's all scary, but this dude here looks a little more peaceful, in my opinion. But I don't want to encounter him either. It's a really good drawing. Sounds like something being drugged on the ground. All right, and this is the guy, the master yogi, who had the fever, and a Yeti come in his tent and stuck some type of herb down his throat, which saved his life. And there he is. And this is an artist rendering of what what he's seen. Yeah, that's pretty scary looking right there. Try to get it close enough you guys can see it. That doesn't look very friendly, does it? All right, guys, that's it for the. I'm not even going to put this stuff in order. I'm going to throw it in my notebook, and we're going to get at stick. A stick just hit right there. All right, we're leaving. Leaving right now. Oh, come on. I don't know if y'all were able to hear the stick. It's gonna be loud, and I am so sorry. Guys, I'm trying, come on, trying to get my screen back on. There's the stick right there. That's the one that just come from over this way. I heard it when it clipped this little tiny tree right here. It clipped it, and then I seen it as it hit the ground. All right, we're getting out of here. We're leaving. It's got my heart pounding. Guys, I'm not going that way because I got to go right up there, and that's where I was hearing movement. The stick came from over there. I'm not going back that way. I'll get the camera some other day. Oh my Lord, it scared me. Sounded like somebody run up on me. There's nobody there. You can see all the way back. There's definitely nobody there. Holy cow. Golly Moses. I got an instant headache. That scared me. I was not expecting that. Oh. I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear what I'm hearing right now. Listen. I don't know why this always happens to me. It's not every time I'm out here, but it's a lot. Jeez. I'm not far from the truck. I'm going to keep that behind me for right now so I can watch where I'm going. Oh. The tree's down on my trail. The more this kind of stuff happens, the more I'm looking forward to coming in here with excavators, bulldozers, and just tearing all this mess down. Good Lord. We're gonna get on the road right here. I've got a headache. Instant headache. Sound like something running off down there too. Just probably deer. Quite sure of that. Guys, I'm sorry I wasn't able to go get that camera. I can't do it. At least we got to get the articles done before stuff started happening. I'm just glad I didn't see anything. That's what ruins me, is when I see it. The truck's right here. I'm not going to put anything up. I'm just going to jump in and go. You guys, if you'll stand by for just a few minutes, and I'll explain what all's going on with us. So stand by just a minute, please. All right, guys, sorry. I got turned around, had to pull up in the shade. Pulled a huge tick off of me, but he didn't bite me yet. He was crawling up my leg. You guys know I've been dealing with a lot what I thought was kidney pain or possibly bladder pain, and they're treating me. I'm taking medication right now, the same medication they give you for kidney stones. They did find blood in my urine, very little bit, but they did find it. And so I'm being treated as kidney stones, and they sent me for a sonogram of my bladder and kidneys, and it came back fantastic, really good. Blood work for my pH level for prostate came back a 0.43, which is really good. So I have no infection, no cancer. But the other day, I was in the when I got up, I wake up in the mornings. Stand by just a moment, please. Sorry about that. Got a phone call, and I couldn't hear them. And for some reason, my phone was connected to my earbuds, which are plugged in and charging. So I don't know how it even connected to them. But anyhow, what I was getting at, still having pains in my lower back really bad, and I'm pretty sure I figured out where it's coming from, because it's really hard to pinpoint the way it's hurting, and I'm pretty certain it's my hips. When I was very young, I believe I was less than a year old, less than 12 months old, my mother got into an automobile accident, and I went through the windshield and bounced down the highway. And I didn't find out about that until probably 6 years ago. My mother always told us that I was born with inverted hips, and my pop, I met him, got a relationship, built a relationship with him before he died, but he was with my mother. They were together when she had the accident, and she said, "No, you were born with jaundice. There was nothing wrong with your hips." And he explained to me that Mama got into a very bad automobile accident, and my mom and Pop, they owned an ambulance service, so they went to all the different wrecks and different accidents. They run the ambulance service in Montgomery, Alabama during that time. And he was called to a wreck, and the numbers, they said it was an EMS vehicle, and they give him the numbers, and it was the ambulance my mother was driving, and I was in the car with her. But anyhow, long story short, I believe my mother was embarrassed about it, because I've had hip issues my entire life. And first 2 years of my life, I wore leg braces from the hips down, and I was always told because I was born with bad hips. But anyway, 2011, I was told my left hip needed to be replaced, and no, I have not done any hip surgery. And now I'm pretty sure I've been having a lot of issues with my hips, especially last year and this year, and I'm almost certain it's my hips that's caused me the issue. All my blood work came back perfect, literally perfect. Cholesterol is good, everything was good. My sugar was a little bit high, when they did the blood work, but I know why. It's because I was consuming tons of junk food, just all I was eating. And anyhow, the sugar problem, it's very simple. Just stop eating sweets and sugar numbers go down. But I do got to get them down before diabetes is an issue. I don't want to deal with that. God bless those poor souls that are dealing with it daily. That's a serious situation. But anyhow, that's where I'm at right now. I go next week for get my eyes checked and hopefully get glasses where I can see. Praise the good Lord above. And I go back on the 2nd of June to, if everything's okay, then the one number that was really low was my testosterone number. It was down low, real low. And that would explain how I'm always just tired. I'm always worn out, feeling pretty much lethargic all the time. I have to force myself to do the things that need to be done every day. I have to really push myself, and I've never been that way. And so on the 2nd, when I go in, if I'm not having any issues, everything's good, then he's going to start me on testosterone treatments to get my numbers back up where they're supposed to be. I'm a little nervous about doing that because it is shots that they put in you do one in it's 2 times a week, and you put it in your left thigh, the first injection, the next one's your right thigh. You go back and forth, and I don't do good with needles. I don't like shots at all. If I don't see them, it's fine, but if I see them doing it, I go into mass hysteria, mass panic. It's not that they hurt. I'm just really freaked out about a needle going into me. Once they inject something into you, if you're having an allergic reaction to it, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no getting it back out. If you take a pill, you could always puke it back up. If they squirt something in your nose, you could always blow your nose and get it out. You know, the majority of it. But when they stick it in you with a needle, it don't come out. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I want to feel better. I want to feel normal. Every time I have one of these where I'm having activity around me, like what just happened up there, I don't have it in me to go to run. It just wears on me. My body's wore out, and I got to go pick up feed, then go home and feed the goats, and I've got to start taking the van apart to see if I can't fix that front end on the van so Kim has her van back. And I'm not a mechanic, but anyhow, tomorrow we go back to the mobile home dealer. They keep giving us a list of things that we got to do before they do the loan, and it's absolutely crazy. The 10 acres where we're going to put the house at, they want Kim to take it out of her name and put it in my name, and then they'll approve the loan, and I don't understand. That doesn't change anything. Our bills will be the same regardless if the land is in her name or my name. It's still the same. We still have the same income. There's no outside source. So I don't understand their ways. I'm very confused about it. But anyhow, we'll find out. As soon as that gets moving forward, where we actually have a home coming to the property, then I will definitely let you guys know, hey, the home is behind us, following us to the property. I'll definitely update you. You'll know as time comes. But anyway, guys, I didn't mean to drag this out so long. I apologize for that. I apologize for having to leave, but I'm not sticking around when sticks start getting thrown at me. And then I start hearing movement all around me. I got these dad burned another tick on me. Crap. Y'all have a good afternoon. I love you. God bless you. Be safe and be kind in whatever you do. If there's anything I can do for you, if you need to reach out to me for anything at all, my email is standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com, and that is absolutely the easiest way to get a hold of me. outside of that, I don't have anything else to share with you at the moment. But the day's not over. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Be kind. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.